guys, it's me, Miss Wolf. I wanted to give you a quick demo on how we're going to go about putting our clear glaze on top of our underglaze. What I have here is just like a teeny tiny bisque tile with some underglaze markers that I was testing out. And I'm going to show you how we would go about actually putting the clear glaze, because as we know, underglaze is not shiny, it comes out matte, but to have it finished, have it to be resistant to bacteria, we have to put the clear glaze on top of it as well. So all I have right now, my bisque tile, a medium-sized brush. I wouldn't recommend doing a large brush because, as a lot of us saw when we were doing our coil pots, you get some areas where it's kind of hard to get into. So using a smaller brush doesn't mean it's going to take longer. It just means that you're going to have a little bit more precision. And then I have a plate of the clear glaze. As you can see, it's kind of like this tan color. It will turn clear in the kiln. And you're kind of going to go about it like any other glaze. So that would be 3 coats. And just trust there will be a chemical reaction when it's in the kiln, and that it'll turn clear, and nothing on the bottom, just like normal. And then do not throw this plate away. We will continue to reuse them. So I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit. I'm not like jamming my brush down in here, because then you get a lot of glaze up at the top that you can never use, or it gets stuck up here in this metal part. You're really only picking it up with like the front end of the bristles. And because I have not bisqued this again, so this is just fresh underglaze on top of my actual tile, I'm going to take like a dabbing approach. So I'm just going to go over it repeatedly. If you swipe, what you will most likely end up with is smearing once it actually like comes out of the kiln, or you might even be able to see it during. So you can see it's pretty shiny right now. We're gonna let that dry for a moment. If you are someone, so like for instance, everybody's mythical creature pots should be already, I re-bisqued them, so I put them in the kiln for a second time, just to set the underglaze in. That way you can do more of a swiping technique, but it's honestly good to get into the habit of just dabbing the actual glaze on there. This might take a minute for it to dry, so your best bet is to work one section at a time. If you had a larger piece, you could do maybe like the face and then do one layer over the face, know where you stop at, then go to another section. Maybe you do the inside. For our mythical creature pinch pots, that doesn't really make sense. You're not going to glaze the inside or the bottom. But just work in sections so that you don't have to sit here like I am. And a reminder, please do not throw these away. I'll use the rest of them, and we'll even reuse the plates. So as you might be able to see up at the top, it's starting to get a little bit less shiny. So I'm going to go in for my second layer. Now, I would, in a perfect world, I would let this dry for a little bit longer, show you guys what that looks like, and then add another layer on top. But what you're looking for is for the glaze to no longer be shiny. I'm not getting anything on the sides here because I don't want this to drip in the kiln. I'm going to set this off to the side for just a minute. I'm going to come back to you when that's fully dried so that we can do like our actual second layer. Alrighty, I'm back. As you can see, our little tile is no longer shiny. It's totally matte. You can rub your finger on it. Nothing comes off on your hand. So now it is actually time that you can actually put on your second coat. If you put on a coat before it is actually dry, and I should remember to actually dab this on so I'm not smearing everything. Sometimes you might not think you're smearing it because you can't see it immediately, but because this is going to chemically react in the kiln, it's very likely that you are smearing it if you are not dabbing it like you are supposed to. And I'm just going to set my brush off to the side. But that is what our second coat looks like. You can see that it's starting to get harder to see the design underneath of it. And just a reminder, yes, it will turn clear. You are going to let that dry one more time and then do a third and final coat. You are then going to walk over to where I have outlined for us to put our glazed works hat for this particular project. And then you are going to get a glaze exit ticket. You're basically just going to put your name down and double check a few things. But that's all I have to show you how to do clear underglaze. Pretty much no fuss, not really a big deal. I think you guys are totally capable of it. I'm not super worried about it. Let me know if you have any questions.